5 minutes after 9 o'clock, it is time for, not Inspector Gadget, Professor Gadget. Professor Gadget is in the studio. Jim George is here from American Cable Services. He is the guy we go to for all of the answers to all of our questions regarding our cable. And then, as we got to know Jim better, we realized he knows about gadgets. So we'll ask him about gadgets. So join the conversation. Enjoy the show. And the phone number, if you want to call in, is 622-9622. Good morning, Jim. How you doing?
Good morning, Ocala.
Lots of stuff out there, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you know what I noticed about technology? This is what I noticed. Like, I got an ad for this thing called the Echo from Amazon, and I was so tempted to buy it. It was $100 for if you were a member, and I am a member of that Prime thing they've got.
Sure.
$200 if you're not. I was like, gosh, $100. What it is a tube, and you ask it questions, and it'll answer your questions, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And it goes to the cloud somehow. And then I saw Joe on his phone was doing the exact same thing. So what's the point of having a separate device?
With a free app.
Yeah, with a free app, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, apps have taken over the world. I mean, you probably know that. There's an app for everything. We have apps that show us where the satellites are. I mean, just hold it up to the sky, and as you move the phone, it shows you pictures of which satellite's there.
Isn't that amazing?
And then you have different apps for star constellation. You hold it up, and it show you all the star constellations.
Yeah.
I mean, so even in our case, where we have this box now, and let's say it costs $100, and it has all this, but it does all these wonderful things. There's still an app that goes on your cell phone that when you're out of the house, since you're a subscriber to ours, you can be in China and still watch, Channel 9 in Orlando.
Wow.
Unbelievable. Apps are the thing.
I wonder if TV is going to change in this way, because almost everything that is something people might want to rewatch ends up on the internet.
Yes.
Almost everything, right? Now, that might apply to news, but I think most news is here and gone, right? So TV might simply be for news and sports, and the internet might be for movies and TV shows, etc. That might be how this all unfolds in the years to come.
Well, that's when people say, what is the cloud? Can you, define it? Everything goes into storage somewhere, so it's in the cloud. So literally what you're saying, you can pull down news out of the cloud, you can pull down reruns,
right.
Anything you want out of the cloud. And everything that's ever been said, literally, or recorded is in the cloud.
So when people go to those conventions, like you go to different conventions, and people have like these flat screen TVs showing their product and everything, are they guaranteed that they'll be able to hook up to an internet so they can grab down their all their information from the cloud and play it on the screen, or do they have to have a backup hard drive just in case something happens and there's interference?
Well, your cell phone can turn into a hotspot. I guess you know about that.
Yeah.
All right. So, if for some reason the wireless Wi-Fi in the convention center wasn't working, then they have a backup where they could go to their cell phone and create a hotspot and go back into the cloud through their cell phone, 3G or 4G, and download it. And then if they're going to play it in a loop because you're only at the booth for a couple of minutes and you move on and somebody else comes, then they could just save it. So if they lose their cell, they can, their hotspot, then they could just play it back again. So there's no guarantee inside a convention center of any kind of service. Matter of fact, if you're an attendee and you walk around, a lot of times you can't get a cell phone service at all. So what you do is you switch from cell over to 4G, and you get it that way. In other words, you use your cell phone to hit to the Wi-Fi.
Oh.
Really interesting.
Do you know what I got the other day? I got a letter from Wells Fargo, the bank that I use.
Yes.
And it was saying that they were just confirming that my email address is what they have on file. And so I thought, well, that's crazy. Why would they send me an email to confirm? And it says, if this is yours, simply just click this to reply, and we'll be set. So I called them up, and they did not send it. It looked like from them, but it was not them.
That's horrible.
And then they had me forward it to some email. I can't remember what they told me now, but some email address and then the lady said, by the way, while I have you on the phone, and they had some other product to sell me that would protect me from that. And I said, I thought I already bought a product like that. It's $15 a month. And she says, oh, well, let me look it up. And she looks, oh, no. What you have is very good, and that we recommend you keep that. But this is a different product. And I'm thinking, really? So now you have to pay for the bank to protect your money. I mean, you used to
Yeah.
just put the money there, and that was their job. They would protect it.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Well, you read the news this morning, or it was playing separate from you about how many millions of information.
21 million.
21 million people.
That's a lot of people.
I always tell people that, if someone steals my identity and wants to hack into my account, go right ahead. There's nothing there to take.
But see, what if I think that too? But what if they have the 21.5 million, whatever it said, of our Social Security number? So let's say tomorrow you win the lottery, right?
Yes.
So all of a sudden you have a lot of money and you're in the news because you won a lot of money, and somebody has your information, and on Sunday you don't have that money anymore.
Exactly.
Because they look you up. They say, "Oh wait, let's see if we got his number. Oh, there it is."
So does that mean the
That's
U.S.
right.
government's going to issue 21 million new Social Security numbers and new identities?
I don't know. I think the banks have to figure out a way to identify us without that phone number, without that number. That's an old system.
Yeah.
Right.
They have
Exactly.
to do like voice technology or some other way to prove you are
Who you are.
Who you say you are, yeah.
Exactly.
All right, let's go to the phone. Good
All
morning.
right.
You're on the air with Jim George.
Good morning, Jim. I have an unusual question for you, but if you'll pardon the expression, I know you're plugged into the local technology scene. And my question is about Skype. Somebody wants to interview me in connection with a hobby I participate in, and they want to use Skype. And I don't want to do it on my computer. Are there businesses that can, give you a Skype link and a place to sit down, or in Ocala, anywhere?
Oh, sure. I don't know if you're a member of the Chamber of Commerce, but they have it. You could go to the library. The library has it. Of course, there'd be people a little bit around you, but and I don't. You're not speaking very loud now, so chances are you won't speak, too loud there. But if you don't want to do it on your own laptop at your house, I mean, we use Skype all the time. I have people in China I deal with, and that's 12 hours different. So at 8 in the morning here, it's 8 at night there, and we do Skype all the time.
Well, I've disabled my video camera for security reasons, so I couldn't do it on mine even if I chose to.
Well, that's fine. You don't need to do the video part. In other words, you could see them and you could talk to them. Like if they wanted to show you it, so does your product look like this, and they'll hold it up to the camera. You could still do all that. But yeah, you could go to the library and do the same thing. But if they want to see you face to face, that's one thing. But if they don't, you could do it without the camera.
That is very good information. Thank you, Jim.
You're welcome.
That is good information. So I didn't realize the chamber could do that.
Yeah, if you're a member of the chamber, they offer so many facets of the chamber that they do for you. First of all, if you have a question like, is there a company in town that does carpet cleaning? Let's assume you only know one, and you didn't want to use them. You call them; they'll give you every company in Ocala that does carpet cleaning. If you are a member and you want to use their conference room upstairs, they have the overhead projector, they have all the tables, they have everything. It's all free. All you have to do is schedule it and go in. And they have small conference rooms and they have a huge conference room. So if I wanted to impress somebody, I'd say, "Hey, meet me down at the the chamber. On the first floor is a small room. The second floor is a large room. The large room's got a kitchenette type thing where it's a refrigerator, coffee pots, everything. So you could serve food or whatever you wanted to do. No, the chamber offers a lot of. I know I'm giving a plug for the chamber, but you you do the chamber plug all the time. You guys are you're plugged into the chamber.
We are plugged in. Yes.
Yeah.
So the only other location I thought maybe the school across the street, the college, might have something available to the public. They might. They used to have a computer lab, but that's 100 years ago.
Yeah.
I think the library at the junior college would probably also have computers.
All right, let's take a little break. We'll be right back. That was a good question. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. For today, partly sunny skies. There'll be a thunderstorm in spots mainly this afternoon, the high 91 to 95. Partly cloudy tonight, low 70 to 74. Tomorrow, partly sunny with a thunderstorm around in the afternoon, high 91 to 95. And for Sunday, partly sunny with an afternoon thunderstorm likely, the high 92 to 96. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Hi, I'm Leah Caruso with Strive Rehabilitation, inviting you to join me Thursday at 11 a.m. for Health Matters. Ocala Health and Strive have teamed up to bring you the latest information on good health services available to you right here at home. This vital information will help you make informed decisions about your health. So don't forget to join me here at 11 a.m. Thursday. It's news you can use from Ocala Health, Strive, and your friends here at WOCA.
Hi, I'm Seth with AA Lock, Dock, and Security. Have you ever thought about the locks or security on your house or business? Have you ever wondered why the keys to your new car cost so much? Well, at AA Lock, Dock, and Security, we can help with securing your valuables. We can even replace those expensive transponder keys. We can give you the knowledge that no one else will. Call AA Lock, Dock, and Security at 867-1965. That's 867-1965.
Your weekends are getting a little retool.
Swear to God, not making a joke.
Check this out. New shows? Check. Some new talent? Check. Let's welcome the guys.
Let's get it going.
Arnie Spanier.
Unbelievable.
TJ Reeves.
This is what you get.
Your weekends are on fire.
Because that's how exotic it is.
Get it for less at the DIY Home Center outlet. Get top quality real wood cabinets the same or less than the big box stores are selling the cheap stuff. And that's not all. Drywall screws big box stores are $6.47 a pound. At DIY only $4.99. Plus DIY has the largest selection of mobile home parts and accessories anywhere. From carpet to doors, get the DIY supplies you need for less. The DIY Home Center outlet. We are your building material closeout store. 2191 Northwest 10th Street, just 2 miles east of I-75.
One of the most common questions those nearing retirement are asking: will I outlive my money? Retirement questions like these and many more will be answered every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement with hosts Francois and Julian Cozenet. Francois and Julian will help you put your retirement puzzle together. Catch Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Ocala's News Talk, The Source, 93 FM and 1370 AM.
All right, 18 minutes after 9 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Jim George is here. If you have a question for Jim, the thing you were telling me off there, can we say it on there or no?
Sure, say it on there.
Okay,
yeah.
So you gave Doug a server. I don't even know what a server is. I know it's heavy.
Yeah.
So I helped him carry it. But
well, the one I got, you gave me back to use, to put software on for him. Is making noise. It works, but it's making noise. It could be the fan or something else. So when you just bring in the other one, and I'll make the two of them be one.
Okay.
And make them work. Yeah.
I have no idea what you even do with that stuff.
Yeah, it's parts.
But anyway,
parts and parts. All right. So we were talking about Wi-Fi and conventions and not many people go to convention. There's so many different conventions.
Really? I thought they were crowded.
They are. What I meant by that is, let's say the average listener out there has never been to a convention. They haven't been to a pet show convention.
Right.
They haven't been to a cable TV convention. They haven't been to a cloud convention. They hear about these things, but if you haven't been to an exhibit hall at a convention, it's pretty crowded, and it's pretty neat to see all the latest and greatest stuff that you think there's no need for, and then 2 years from now it's the mainstream.
Yeah, or the exact opposite, like that device I was telling you about that Amazon was trying to sell. You get an app and it does the same thing.
Exactly.
I mean, if you think about almost everything, it's either going to be audio, visual, or both. Right. Or information. Those are the three things that we pretty much have, right. Except for like Robin's handing you something medical.
Very important stuff.
Yeah. Suffering 6 days. Oh my God.
Good water, that's it.
The listeners who listen to your show know exactly what we're speaking about. The ones who just tuned in said, what in the world is going on with those people?
Well, for those, there was a story that Jim reminded. We had it on Monday?
Yeah. Monday.
Yeah.
$750,000 settlement for a man who was in jail, had some kind of an antidepressant, and had a 6-day erection.
Yes.
And it caused him lots of problems, apparently.
Yes.
But now he's out, and he's got $750,000.
Wow.
And he's happy.
Yeah, unbelievable what goes on in the world.
Oh my goodness! So, which apps do you? We were talking about websites the other day too, like a business guy, and he was telling us what you should do to get people to visit your website, et cetera, et cetera. And I said, most websites that I go to, I only go to one time. I don't really need to go to them frequently.
Right.
Like I go to YouTube a lot. I might go to the Weather Channel a lot. I might go to, what else might I go? Well, of course, the news sites. I go to them. And WOCA's website is set up so that there's always something new happening.
Yes.
I mean, you can listen to the radio show on our website, so there's a reason to return to it. But I think most websites, including the ones that Robin and I use for our music, I mean, people visit them one time, they get the information, and then they're done.
Right. No, I agree. Now, my website's fairly old, and what I mean by that, it's got the information on it. It's got how to reach me. It tells people what I do. But I haven't updated that website probably since 2010.
Really?
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, it probably even has an old address on it. And but, of course, the number is the same. We keep the number, day in and day out, and year in and year out. But I don't do blogs. A lot of people like blogs.
And that's a good way to get people to come back to your site.
All it is if you want to talk to me, call me up. I mean, I'm not going to sit there and write. I went to town yesterday and saw a man riding on a pony, with stuck a feather in his hat, and then you come back, what color feather was it? And I write, well, it was a green feather. And then another person writes back, I've never seen a green. What in the world is all that about? I mean, come on.
Right.
They're so boring.
All right, so this lady the other day, did you see this? This lady the other day was telling people, and she was from the Ministry of Meat Eaters. Did you hear about this?
No, but I love it already.
Okay, so she was telling people to avoid going into the water because that's the shark's home.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
If you don't want to be eaten by sharks, in fact, I could share it with you. Can I share it with you?
Sure.
I think I still have it on here. So
it's a cool audio.
Yeah, think about it. The shark does live in the water. That's his home.
And the point is, this lady, who normally would get 23, 33, something like that, hits on her videos, had 9 million.
Yeah.
9 million hits, and this is what it sounded like.
Praise the Lord, everybody. This is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and eat meat in it. Hallelujah. I'm on my way to church this morning, but I wanted to make a quick video because my spirit was troubled this morning. I had the news on. It was talking about somebody else and got ate up by a shark. I want you all to be mindful when you're vacationing. You're going to the beach, do that. Go to the beach. Don't go to the ocean, okay? The ocean is the shark's house, okay? And I can swim. I can swim. My whole body is a flotation device. My whole body is a flotation device. I don't have to do nothing to float. But I can swim. Another thing that makes me suspect and makes me, has my Negro membership card in question, because most black people can't swim, but I can swim. But I'm not going to the ocean because that's the shark's house, okay? The shark has the right to eat you up when you in his house. When chickens come in my house, guess what? They get ate. When pigs come in my house, they own the plate. So when you go in the shark's house, you're going to get ate up, okay?
How true. How true.
I love the meat ministry.
Yeah, that's so great.
What do you think they preach about in that church?
Yeah.
Probably the same thing we were talking about this morning, the Cheese and Burger Society.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of fellowship going on in church, as you're probably aware of, and everybody likes the covered dishes, where they meet like once a month and they have a covered dish and people bring stuff. And,
right.
And those are great meetings because you not only have fellowship, but you get to eat.
Mm-hmm.
And in Baptists, they call it eat and meet. Because they like to eat.
Okay.
They're always trying to get out of church a little early, to get to the restaurant early. Everything's it's all around eating. And I tell my wife, I eat to live. I don't live to eat.
Yeah.
So when I eat, I just eat. Otherwise, everybody else might savor it, and they're moving their peas around, like trying to get them next to the corn or the I'm going to eat. I just eat. I'm done.
I think.
And they say, man, you're done like in a minute.
Are you a fast eater?
I am a fast eater.
Really?
Yeah.
My dad was a fast eater. My son is a fast eater. I thought I was a fast eater, but those two, gosh, my Alex he's done. So, whoa.
Yeah.
I thought I was fast.
You got to eat, right? Well, let's eat. Now let's go on.
You know who's slow? The lady next to you. She's a slow eater.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's slow. I'll get a 12-inch sub. She gets a 6-inch sub. I'm done with mine. She's halfway done with hers.
Yeah, my wife's slow eater too. She'll move the bread around. I'd say, you just took a bite. I know, but I want to move this around. I mean, it's all going in the same spot. I know.
Well, when you go to the conventions, though, how do you fit in eating with your day of pushing your product and everything?
Yeah, I try
you
not
do have to do that.
I try not to eat at a convention. There's some it smells good. They might have little stands throughout the convention floor. They're on carts, and they may be selling slices of pizza or something. But no, I wait till I get out of the convention and can find me a restaurant somewhere and sit down.
So I have a question for you from a listener. Will having my home structured, wired, improve my selling price? He wants to sell his home.
Well, in the past, I would say yes, and let me get in there and run all that wire for you and everything. But the bottom line is, since everything is going wireless,
it's not true anymore, huh?
If you'll put in a nice wireless system, and that has security. In other words, you don't want your neighbors hacking into it. You don't want someone out in front using your Wi-Fi as a hotspot. Then you'll be fine. And if you are looking for a wireless system, they have the 300 megabits ones, they have the 900 megabits ones, and now they have one that's called AC, and it's 1 gig. So which means the throughput from the device you're on to the wireless is 1 gig. And then whatever bandwidth you buy, if you only buy 3 gig or 4 gig or 1 meg or 10 meg or 50 meg, that's what you would get out into the world. But what that does is the newer ones offer more security.
So what do they
lock it down?
What do they mean by structured wired or structured wiring?
Sure. That's where we wired your building here structurally. So there's wire outlets about every 10 or 15 feet along the wall.
Oh, that's
so no matter where you go, you can plug in.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay, and that's strictly for the internet.
Right. Now, TV-wise, may be a little different. So if you're building a house, or if you already bought a house that wasn't wired, you might want a TV in the bedroom. There's no jack there. Well, yes, then you run a wire to the bedroom. And if you're going to run the coax, then you might as well run the Cat5 and have phone and internet. It's just...
that's what that means. Yeah, that does sound like a good idea, though. But you think wireless makes it not necessary?
Well, my house is structurally wired. When I first moved in 31 years ago, I structurally wired it. Here it is 31 years later, and it's still feasible. But guess what? I am wireless in the house, except for TV. And now, with our apps and our wireless boxes, I don't even need wire.
Okay, so that was the thing. So even though we have them here, I'm looking at one right now.
Yeah.
So I never even thought about that. You're right. Just like we have. So for the listeners who wonder what we're talking about, I mean, if you're dense like I would be, I'm here so I can look. But like you have an electrical outlet for your electricity, you also have outlets on the wall for your internet.
Yep, you'll bring a wire there, or you can put a wireless there. Yep.
And your boxes now, you've got them in the test phase, so you've got them out there for people to test them, and they seem to be doing okay.
Yeah, they are. Our only thing is now to add the channels to it that we've been wanting to add for a long time. But that works wireless. You just put it where you want it, because at where your TV is, there may not be a Cat5 cable for internet. Makes no difference. As long as you have wireless in your house, you put this box near your TV and plug it in.
Oh, okay. Wow, that was a good question. So what do they do? Call you if they do want that, though?
Yeah, we'll do structured wiring. That's what I'm over at a warehouse right now, putting wire in the warehouse, because they want to put a point of purchase sales in the warehouse where they scan products coming in and out. And
wow.
All that needs, even though there's a wireless system there, they want it hardwired because they want it to go back to a server where it all gets registered. And they don't want to have all that wirelessly. So that's fine with me.
All right. Well, that was a great question. So call Jim at, what's your number?
854-9795.
Get it structured wired. That's how you say it?
That's it.
Structured wired. Get the outlets in there. I think I'd like that, actually.
Yeah, that would be helpful.
Because, sometimes wireless is a pain.
Yeah.
Sometimes it is.
Sometimes it is. All right. Thank you, Jim. That was fun.
You're welcome. Thank you.
We'll be right back.